Shadows of Sacrifice. Part 1. In the heart of the lush and vibrant kingdom of Umudike, nestled among rolling hills and flowing rivers, lived Princess Adanna. Renowned for her wisdom and beauty, Adanna was beloved by her people. However, the peace of her kingdom was threatened by a neighboring village, Nkosi, where the villagers had forsaken the worship of the true God, instead succumbing to the dark influence of a malevolent deity. For generations, the king of Nkosi demanded sacrifices from his people, believing that only through blood could their deity be appeased. This year, the sacrifice was to be none other than the young and noble Prince Uche, the king's own son. As the day of the sacrifice approached, Uche's health began to deteriorate. He suffered from violent vomiting and bouts of weakness, symptoms that hinted at the dark magic swirling around him. Adanna had a revelation about the Prince Uche used for sacrifice. She worried about the prince, ventured into the village of Nkosi disguised as a commoner. She donned simple clothing and altered her appearance, determined to understand the plight of the villagers and save Uche from his grim fate. Upon arrival, she was struck by the palpable fear that gripped the villagers. They lived in constant anxiety, whispering tales of the dark deity that demanded sacrifices and the king who ruled with an iron fist. Seeking knowledge, Adanna approached a wise elder named Mama Nneka, who was known for her insight. "Why do you allow such darkness to reign over you?" Adanna asked, her voice steady despite her inner turmoil. Mama Nneka sighed deeply, her eyes reflecting the weight of generations. "We have been taught to fear the deity. Our lives depend on its favor. The king's word is law, and he believes that only through sacrifice can we be spared." Adanna felt a spark of determination ignite within her. "But what if I told you there is another way? What if the true God watches over you and desires to lift you from this burden?" Mama Nneka looked at her incredulously but listened as Adanna shared her vision, revealing that she had received a divine message in a dream. Uche could be saved, but only if they challenged the darkness that held their hearts captive. As she spoke, the villagers began to gather, drawn by her words. Uche, weak and pale, emerged from his father's palace, struggling to walk but desperate to listen. When Adanna saw him, her heart ached. She approached him, her voice a gentle whisper. "You will not be sacrificed. You have the strength to overcome this curse." With each passing day, Uche's condition worsened, and he began to vomit blood. The villagers were in despair, torn between their fear of the king and the hope that Adanna had ignited. Adanna knew time was running out. She decided to confront the king, who resided in a grand palace adorned with symbols of the dark deity. That night, she slipped past guards and entered the king's chamber. The king, a tall figure cloaked in shadows, sat upon a throne decorated with the bones of past sacrifices. "Who dares disturb my rest?" he thundered, his voice echoing through the hall. "It is I, Adanna," she declared boldly. "I have come to save Prince Uche and to bring light back to your village." The king's eyes narrowed in disbelief. "You dare oppose me? The sacrifice is necessary to maintain our strength. Uche must die for the favor of the deity. And tomorrow is the day." Adanna felt a surge of courage. "Uche will not die. You can't do this to your only son. Your belief in this deity has brought only suffering. Look at your son. He is sick because of the darkness that envelops you. The true God offers mercy, love, and healing." The king laughed bitterly. "Who is God? What is God?" But in that moment, Uche's labored breaths echoed through the chamber. Adanna turned to him, her heart aching at his pain. "You must choose, Uche. Embrace the light or surrender to darkness."